He may have made $1 million by doing what he likes, but he hates tofu. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Bruno Simon!
Hey everyone, I hope everybody is having a great morning and the talks are great so far. Previous talks were really good, which is stressing me a bit, obviously. So if you know me, you're probably expecting some cool slides with animation, 3D explosions and stuff like that. I tried to keep things simple. Just kidding, I made a WebGL presentation. And obviously, there is a cursor right in the middle, so I'm going to slightly move the cursor away. Give me a moment. Yeah, it will be fine. Try not to look at it. So yeah, I made a WebGL presentation on how I made 1 million while doing what I like. I'm actually going to present myself a bit later. I'll talk a bit more about me a bit later. First, I'm going to ask you a question, and we see that it's going to be a talk where I ask you a bunch of things. I will ask you to raise your hand. If it's the case, well, you will see the question. My first question is, what is your goal? I'm not talking about short-term goals, like getting a raise, finishing that project, or whatever. I'm talking about your ultimate goals. Like in maybe many years, do you want to, I don't know, buy a castle? Do you want to chill all day, to buy a boat and sail for months, or whatever? I'm talking about this kind of ultimate goals. So think about it. What is your goal? My goals are to have a big house, 2 dogs, yeah, I'm a dog person, and do whatever I want. Whatever I want, every day. Impossible, right? This is not the society we live in. Society told me that you need to work for at least 40 years, and then you get the right to do whatever you want, right? That's how my parents did their life, my grandparents did their life, and I thought, this is how I'm supposed to do my life, right? And you're probably thinking the same, at least 40 years. There is a book. It's the top 5 regrets of the dying. You probably heard of it, by Bruno Simon. Bruno is a nurse that she stays with people in their last moments of life, and she learned a lot about their main regrets. You've heard of that? Let's see them quickly. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Okay. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And finally, I wish that I had let myself be happier. As you can see, it all gravitates around being happy and not working too much. But why do we work that much? In the end, it's conflicting. We can't be happy, really happy, if we spend 40 years at least working. We are losing the best years of our life. We can't be happy. So why do we work? I'm not teaching you anything right now. We work because we need money. Obviously, we need money to survive. And if we want to achieve those goals, like those ultimate goals, we need a bunch of money. And that's a sad reality, but it's like that. So, raise your hand if you like your job. Oh, wow, so many people. You're not going to like what I'm about to say. And I used to be like you. I really thought, yes, I like my job. But you are probably lying to yourself, just like I was lying to myself. Don't worry, there's a lot of things to say about that. It's a job. Face it, it's a job. I'm actually glad that you guys like your job, because it makes that job much easier. But the thing is, it's a job, and there is an easy way to really know if you like your job. Do you hate Mondays? Yeah, we've all heard that. I hate Mondays, just like Garfield. If you hate Mondays, you don't like your job. Oops, too fast, sorry. If you hate Monday, you don't like your job. And another example is that if you have troubles waking up in the morning. That's simple. That's how I realized. After weeks of having trouble waking up, and then you go to transport, and you go to your job, and I thought, that's not normal. I don't actually like my job. That's how I realized I don't like my job. So, saying you like your job is like saying you like tofu. Yeah, that's why, the tofu thing. Have you tasted raw tofu? It's disgusting. Face it. Yes, it's good for the health. So it's great to eat tofu, but it's disgusting. You might say, no, I've eaten some great tofu. It was 30 euros the piece of tofu, but it was really great at a great restaurant. Yeah, okay, but it's not the tofu. It's the seasoning. It's the sauce. It's how it's cooked. And that's great. And for your job, it's the same thing. And that's why you raised your hand. Because there are things in your job that you do like. There are things like, I don't know, your coworkers. Maybe you're friends with them, and you're glad to work with them. There are specific tasks that you do that you really like, just specific tasks, but at least you do those tasks sometimes. What your work brings to others, because maybe you're helping other people in the world or whatever, so your job is bringing a lot to the world. So this feels great. And also the feeling of achievement. When you finish like a long project, it feels so good, like you're proud of what you've done. And that's why you like your job. So, should I quit my tofu job then? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not necessarily. Let's say not necessarily, because first of all, well, we need to put food on the table, obviously. Secondly, because your job is not that bad. If you look around, you will see that there is that it could be much worse, and that's true. Okay. And finally, your job will help you getting better in your career and in what you like to do. And I'm going to get back to that right after. So, raise your hand if you feel talented. It's so hard to raise your hand. Yeah. I didn't see a lot of hands up. And that's very interesting. You are talented. Why didn't you raise your hand? First of all, you might think you are not. I understand that. Like imposter syndrome, you've heard of that? Google it if you didn't. Maybe you're just shy. Maybe you don't want people to judge you, but you are talented. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here in this room. You are here to learn. You are here because you're working on your career, so you are talented. Or you will be soon anyway. Maybe you're just young, you're out of the school. Maybe you're not that talented yet. You will be very soon, okay? But I understand. If we ask me, I would tend to, yeah, maybe I understand. But still, you're going to work for 40 years, at least, even if you are talented. What a waste. Unless there is a way to convert your talent into passive incomes. Yes, I have one stuck in my eye right now. My name is Bruno Simon. I'm 32 years old, creative developer. 1 year and a half ago, I've created Three.js Journey. It's a course in which you learn WebGL with Threejs for only $95, which isn't that much. And I sold 20,000 copies of it. I'll let you do the math. It's a lot. And I'm going to, my house is in construction right now. I already have one dog. I'm going to get another one. And I spend my days doing whatever I want. I wake up in the morning happy, and I don't care about Mondays or whatever. This is great. And I'm going to try to tell you as much insight as I can so that maybe you can apply this to your own journey. So it's going to be my journey, but maybe you can take some stuff, some insights, and apply it to your journey. Or do the exact same. I don't know. I've managed to separate my journey into 4 steps. Let's see how much you can relate to that and maybe use that. The first step is get good at things. Sounds obvious, but there is quite a lot of things to say about that, especially for those just coming out from the school and you don't know where you're going exactly. There is some good insight for you here. First of all, and it's the most important thing, you need to try stuff. A lot of stuff. Just think about it. What you are doing right now, what were you doing 5 years ago? What were you doing 10 years ago? It changes a lot, because that's the world we live in. It's a digital world. You guys are working in a digital company or whatever, and it changes all the time, which is great, because we can try new stuff every time. My parents did the same job, both did 2 jobs their whole life. Their whole life. It's not like that anymore, especially with the digital. We can try many things, and you're going to try as much things as possible in order to find what you truly love doing. For me, it was WebGL. It's more like creative coding, 3D, but the main thing is WebGL, as you can see on those slides. And once you find that thing that you really like, you need to focus on it and do as much possible of it, and it's going to be fine, because you like doing it. Have you heard of the 10,000 hours rule? Nobody? It's from Malcolm Gladwell. The idea is that you need to spend 10,000 hours on something to master it. Is it true? Yep. No. I mean, maybe it depends on the definition of mastering, but he's thinking of things like piano, violins, or some very specific things. In digital, it's not that complicated, but the idea is true. You need to spend a lot of time. Maybe not 10,000 hours, but a lot of time. And if you don't like doing it, you won't spend enough time on it, and you should not spend that much time on it. I've seen people just focusing on something because it's a good career opportunity, maybe I will get a better job, and actually they didn't like it, and it didn't work for them, unfortunately. By the way, if it's hard, it's valuable. I always say that to my students when they're like, oh, sir, it's too hard, I want to quit. I'm like, perfect, you want to quit? It means it's hard, it means it's valuable, don't quit. Other people will try and fail to learn that, you will not fail, and you will get better at something that is valuable. So if it's hard, keep doing it, maybe you will like it, and you will learn a valuable knowledge. So, how do you get good? First of all, in your free time. That can be a surprise, especially for the old generations, that thought that you go out of the school and you stop learning and you just work on your career. It doesn't work like that anymore. Currently, I'm learning, oh wait. Yeah, sorry, question. Are you still learning in your free time? Okay, that's great. That's a lot of people. It's now part of my daily routine. I've changed that. It was a year ago. I said to myself, I'm going to learn something or do sport. Like if I'm too tired, I prefer to do sport. Every single day. I spend 1 hour learning or doing sport every single day. And it's part of my daily routine. And it's so important these days that we keep learning and learning. Yes, it must be part of your routine. I know it's hard. You come home from work, you have to choose between, I don't know, partying, watching TV, having a beer, or learning. But if learning is about something that you like, it's not that complicated. So first of all, you find that things you really like, and then it will be easy to come home and do that things that you like. And if you don't like doing it, don't even try. Secondly, in your job. Are you learning in your job? Raise your hand if you're learning in your job. Quite a lot of people, and that's great. And that's the kind of company we have today. And if it's not the case, you have to work on that too. The idea is that, I've discovered that at Immersive Garden. Before that, I was working in a company. I was not learning that much during my work hours, but then I worked at Immersive Garden, and there I discovered the fact that we were pushing that to the client. By that, I mean the client knew that we were going to spend more time on the project, we were going to try stuff, we were going to spend time learning. We might fail, because learning is about failing too. And the clients were aware of that, and it worked. And we were improving all of the time. And that's very important. And you have to put that in the company. You have to push this concept in your company. So if you have a company with employees, you have to provide them time and opportunities to learn. And if you are an employee and your company doesn't let you time to learn, you have to quit that tofu job. It's a tofu job, quit it. It's good for you, for your career. It's good, you have to do it. Anyway, that was the first step. Second step, get good at teaching. Raise your hand if you've ever taught something. I'm talking about teaching in a classroom, for coworkers, tutorials, or whatever. Okay, maybe a third of you guys. That's already great. And that's really, really important. And not just to make a course. Teaching is really important for your self-development. You will realize how far you went. You will realize what you are missing. And you might like it. It's about trying stuff again. Maybe you will just give a lesson for fun to your coworkers, and you'll be like, damn, that was great. I feel so good after doing that. They are happy. I felt like I bring something. And I also learned a lot of things because I thought I knew that, but no, so I had to relearn it. And you will improve yourself a lot. And you might like it. So it's very important. Everybody should try teaching at least once. Maybe you will like it, and you will be surprised. It was the case for me. The first time I started teaching, it was maybe 7, 8 years ago. It was because my teachers, I wasn't happy with how my teachers used to teach me, and I thought, okay, maybe I should try. I can criticize, but if I don't try, who am I to criticize? So I tried it, and after the first lesson I did, I was like, oh, that was so good. It was exhausting. I was exhausted. It was really hard, but I felt really good, and I discovered that I really like to teach. I wasn't sure of that, but I tried it. So you have to try it. Now I've had something like 600 students through the years, and I'm still teaching, and it's really feels good. So yeah, you have to give it a try. Get good at teaching. First step, get people to know you. Raise your hand if you have more than 100 followers on whatever platform you have. Come on, raise your hand. I'm sure there's more hands. OK, now we have it. 1,000. Ah, much less. 10,000. Let's see if we have some hands. OK, 4 hands. That's not a lot. I'm actually a bit sad about this one, because I'm more into this. To live happily, live hidden. Yeah. And still, we do need to get people to know us. Why? I don't like it, but I have to do it. Why? There are 3 main reasons. First reasons, company will want to hire you. And that's the sad reality. Companies, today's companies are looking for rock stars, like motion designer rock stars, developer rock stars, creative developer rock stars, 3D artist rock stars. It's a bit sad, but that's the reality. Also, they won't hear about you if you're not famous. I have friends that are really talented, but they are stuck at their job, and it's tofu jobs, clearly, they know it. But they stick to it because they're like, nobody knows me, nobody will hire me. So first of all, to open some doors. Secondly, people will appreciate your work. I've seen people do great stuff and just put them aside. And it's not, when you post something, you did something, you post it, and then people will like, oh, that's so cool, oh, it's really inspiring, I really like it. It motivates you. So people will appreciate your work. It's kind of a motivation. And thirdly, people will want to learn from you. Remember that we are building a course. And that was the case for me. People were starting to ask me, like, please, can you mentor me? Can you teach me, etc. OK, so how do you get famous? Easy, you do some silly dance on TikTok. I did some motion captures to do this one. No, I'm kidding. I use Mixamo. So no, how can you get famous? Post everything you do. That's simple. I started doing that. Like, I do a few things, I think, OK, maybe that's cool. I just post it. Maybe it's not that cool. Who cares? Who cares? I just post it. And I was surprised to see some like silly experiences that I've done in a few hours, or I don't know, 3D model, just a few hours. I post it, I get like hundreds of likes and retweets. OK, great. Then I work for 3 months with a full team on the project. We post it and we get, I don't know, 50 likes. Yay. It happened. Just post everything you do. And most important, don't make it a burden. I've seen people, very talented, create things, and they're like, OK, I finish it. I want to show it to the world to get some appreciation, so that I get some feedback. And they're like, OK, let's take a pictures, and we do some colorimetry, and then we add some music, and oh, it's the end of the day. I will post it tomorrow. Don't make it a burden. You made something, post it. Do a quick screenshot and post it. It has to be done fast. You better post a lot of things than not many things, but post once every 2 months. Have you seen this car? Yeah? That's the car from my portfolio. My portfolio is a good example, too. Why did I create this portfolio? I was asking my students to create their portfolios. It was an assignment. And my portfolio was quite bad at this time. So I was like, OK, maybe I need to show them some inspiration and do a better portfolio. So I did it. OK, and I had a lot of fun. So I spent maybe 2 or 3 months working the evening, and in the evening, and I posted it, and it went crazy. I don't know what happened. The portfolio is actually quite bad. Like, in terms of UX, it's the worst portfolio ever. Like, you need to learn how to drive to go through the portfolio. What the hell? And still, it works like crazy. I got millions of visitors. Millions. What the hell? It's just a portfolio from a creative developer. And that's a good example. I just posted it, like, maybe it will work, and it works so well. So keep posting everything you do, and have fun doing it. The 4th step is, obviously, build a course. So how do you build a course? First of all, I realized I had a knowledge to provide. OK, it was WebGL, creative coding, Three.js, things like that. People wanted to learn from me. I was receiving a lot of requests, like, man, you need to teach me, senpai, things like that. OK. And I knew how to teach, because I've been teaching for years, because I like to teach. It was time to build a course. But how do you build a course? I've managed to separate it in 3 parts. First part, the content. Second part, the platform. And third part, well, you need to sell it, so it's about marketing. Let's talk about the content first. As you can see, there's a lot of content. I tried to make a huge course, and you should try to really put as much knowledge. Think of it like if you were to learn it, what would be the perfect course? And in just one course. You don't want to create those small courses where it's just a small part of the topic, and sometimes it's super expensive, by the way. I've seen some course like 5 hours of video for $400. That's crazy. And you have to then take a bunch of other courses and articles and videos to get really better at it. No, you have to create like the full course where you take the student by the hand, and at the end, he's much, much better at it, and he understood really the topics. Second part is about the platform. How do you build a platform? Oh, by the way, initially I had so many more slides about the content and stuff, but I don't have time, so I had to cut most of the slides. But if you want to build a course, just ask me, talk to me, and I will give you all the details possible. Now about the platform. As you can see, I'm into creating really good stuff. It was a big course. I wanted the students to be like at home. So I wanted to create a really good platform with good players, with good features and Easter eggs and stuff. And it feels a bit like this meme, you know, how to draw that animal there. I can't say it, I'm French, sorry. So you draw 2 circles and you draw the rest of the fucking holes, or the add details. And it feels a bit like this, because I thought it was quite easy, but no, it's super complex. And I spent maybe 2 or 3 months full-time working on the platform. And the thing is, all the knowledge I had from trying stuff got super useful. I use my UX, UI knowledge, even some motion. I use what I've learned in development, obviously, like I was a back-end, front-end, some WebGL, everything. I used everything, and I was able to do almost everything myself. But wait, what if I don't have a developer background? That's where things get a bit more complicated when you build a course. You could hire someone. Don't do it. I would not recommend doing it because it's going to be super expensive. A platform requires people to connect, emails to be sent, passwords. There are going to be hackers that will try to break your stuff. There have been hackers that try to break my platform, unfortunately, and it's going to be super expensive. But there is another solution. You can use learning platform. Have you heard of the Awwwards Academy? It's not sponsored. Is it? I'm not sure. Awwwards Academy is a great solution. There are solutions, but Awwwards Academy is the trendy things right now, and it's really great. If you have a talent and you want to teach it to someone, that's a great opportunity. You create good content, and Awwwards will take care of it. And they will promote it, they will do the communication, and it will sell just like that. If the content is good, it will keep selling like that. So that's a great solution. Now about marketing, and that's the amount of knowledge I had in marketing. I'm the guy, you know, in the street with the flyers. That's me. I'm trying to sell my course like that. But here's the thing. People knew me. People already wanted to learn from me. I didn't have to do a lot of marketing. I didn't have to, because when I launched the course, I sold hundreds on the first days, because people already knew me and wanted to learn from me. That's great. Still, oh, wait, I have a question here. Oh, yeah, have you read Sell Like Crazy? It's quite a famous book. Who has read this book? Oh, nobody really? Oh, I have a few hands. OK. Interesting. I thought it was a more popular book. It's a book that sold a lot, like a crazy amount, on how to sell a lot. And it's trash. Don't read it, or read it to learn what not to do. There is a few good tips. I read many books about marketing because I wanted to sell more copies of my course. And this one really triggered me. And I discovered that I'm into ethic marketing. And it's 3 rules. First of all, I won't lie to you. Second rule, I won't sell you something you don't need. Apple. And I won't bother you. No spam, no things like that. 3 very important rules that I always apply. When I try to do something, I think, am I following those rules? When I'm trying to promote my course, I'm always thinking of those 3 rules. and you should. But still, I've learned a few tips about marketing for Three.js Journey. First of all, about the price. I've seen courses being sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. That makes no sense. Set a low price. Why? Because each student doesn't cost you anything. For me, it's less than €1. Each student costs me less than €1. It's a few emails, the hosting platform, a few things like that, so it's less than €1. So I try to lower the price and lower the price so that it's accessible to more people, students, other countries, etc. It's still the huge course, and then I will get more students, but they don't cost me that much. And the more students, the better, for a reason we will see right after. Second marketing tips I've discovered is reassure people. You have to put a lot of effort on reassuring people. Satisfy or refunded policy. Someone can do the whole course and at the end ask for a refund. I will refund that person. It never happened. They do the course, they are happy, they don't ask for a refund. Free lessons, always provide free lessons so that they check the lesson and they're like, okay, I like it, I want to learn more. Access to help. Every student can access to a Discord, and they can ask everything on that Discord, and I check that Discord every single day. And other students are helping each other. With just those 3 things, people are reassured, and they buy the course. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm a bit doing some extra time. So, thirdly, let students promote the course for you. And that's why you need a lot of students. They are so happy that they just talk about it. Someone asks, I want to learn Three.js, what's the best way? They automatically get answers. You just take Three.js Journey. They do the promotion for me. I was counting on that, and it works much better than what I was expecting. And finally, keep adding content. People are surprised when I say, OK, there is 5 more hours of video. And right now, I'm working on a chapter. It's going to be maybe 10 to 15 hours of video, and it's bonus. You don't have to pay anything for it. And people are amazed, like, what? We don't have to pay anything more? But then they are more happy. They talk about it, and I get more students, and it gets better. Anyway, I'm like doing more lessons, so I'm happy. All right, let's recap quickly. Get good at things. For that, you have to try stuff and find what you truly love. Get good at teaching. Give it a try, please. Ask in your company if someone wants to learn something. Call your old school. Do you want me to teach what I know now? Try it. Very important. Get people to know you. Just post and don't make it a burden. And build the course, and you can use some learning platforms if you want to get some help. Too hard? Well, the thing is, you are already working in that directions. You're already doing all of that. You're working on your reputation. You're learning things that work. So you're already doing it. And anyway, it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And Drake said that. He actually said that. Yeah, you will have fun, because anyway, you are learning things that you like. You will have a lot of fun. Even if it doesn't work, you would have a great journey. So it's not about the destination that much. It's about the journey. So yeah, it was a life changer. That's the last slide. Oh yeah, I forgot. This one is a funny one. I was supposed to spin, but if it moves too much, you guys don't listen what I say. So it was a life changer for me. I wake up in the morning, I'm so happy. I do whatever I want each day. This is what happened for me. This is my journey. Obviously, your journey will be very different. Take as much insight as you want. If you need more insight, don't hesitate to ask me. If you have a tofu job, realize it, quit it. Try to push, try to transform it, or try to quit it. That's like that. Think about it, the tofu job. And yeah, I think I'm done. Thank you, Awwwards. Here are some credits about the assets, library, character, and you can follow me on Twitter. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome job, Bruno. Give him one more round of applause.